What's going on YouTube? It is your girl Lauren Finesse, and we are back. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've had a moment. I was gonna do the ultimatum. Well, okay, first let me take a step back because I'm a little too excited. Okay, I'm a little too excited. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren Finesse. If you don't know, if you're new here, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. It is free 99. We're on the road to 1,000. Very proud of the growth, and I'm working on getting better. So let me just take a step back. So firstly, we are here. You've already seen the title. You know what we're talking about. We're talking about season 5, Love is Blind. They only gave us 4 episodes to start out, but it was a solid 4 episodes. Like, they gave us a solid 4 episodes because last season was trash. The ultimatum was trash. So I'm glad that they came back with something that we could feel, something that we could sink our teeth into. And there's a lot going on, y'all. I have so many notes. So let's just jump into it. So again, this is season 5, Love is Blind. Of course, we are supposed to walk away with 5 couples, but there's so much drama in these first 4 episodes. I don't even know who all the couples will be. But I will start with the couples that we have confirmed, and I'll get into like the cliffhanger and, you know, how I even got to that part. So let's start with, I'm just gonna go couple over couple. I'm not doing episode over episode. Oh my God, Julio's so cute. He's just living his best life on the floor over there. Y'all know I don't go episode over episode. I'm just gonna go couple by couple and talk about a few people, and we'll go from there. So firstly, we have JP and Taylor. Cute couple. They were the first to get engaged. JP is a firefighter, and I think that Taylor wanted, you know, kind of a, I don't know, she wanted kind of like a protector. I could tell from what I could remember, I think she used to be heavier when she was a child. Like, I think so. She has some like unresolved issues where I think she may have been an overweight child or young adult. She has a really nice body now. Like, Taylor's body is A1. When she came out to meet him, that like satin printed dress that she had on, she looked amazing. Now, my thing is, so she mentioned before they met that, you know, she had a dream and he had like perfect teeth and blonde hair, and JP has a gap and he has brown hair. So immediately when she said that before the reveal, I was like, oh, I don't know if she's going to be attracted to him. And they came out, and it seemed like, okay, maybe they're attracted to each other. Didn't seem bad. But there were a couple things I picked up on. Firstly, he was very aggressive in going in for the kiss. Like, I was like, why is he like aggressively going in? And she was kind of moving back as he was kissing her. And he did that 3 or 4 times. And I was like, he didn't read the room. I could tell that she was nervous because there weren't a lot of awkward silences, but every time it was quiet, and I'm talking about in the meeting after they had got engaged and he formally proposed, every little bit of silence or dead space, she was filling it with compliments. Oh, my sugar butt. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so handsome. How do I look? Da, da. She just kept talking. She was doing a lot of talking. And so for me, it could have been that she was just nervous, but I was getting kind of like, she wasn't really feeling JP like that. And then, oops. Oh, thank you, because I know somebody said bless you, so thank you. She mentioned when they like asked her, like, you know, how did she feel, I guess, after seeing JP, she mentioned his gap, and she's like, oh, I wouldn't normally talk to a guy with a gap, and da da da. And I was like, okay. So that's what I was picking up on. I don't think that she is attracted to him, but she's playing the role. And I think that she is playing the role because she wants to be married. And I think that the bond was real that they had in the pods. But what I gathered from it is when they actually saw each other, it was like a little bit of both of them. The thrill was gone. Even a little bit for him too, which is why I felt like he kept aggressively going in to kiss her, with that I didn't like. Her body language was very much pulling back every single time. So, we won't get into predictions till after we get the next set of episodes this week, because today is Monday, the 25th, and I just finished watching the first 4. We'll do predictions in part 2. So that's them. They're kind of boring, blah. We'll see what happens. But I don't think that she's attracted to him, and I think he's attracted to her. But I think that her insecurities are going to start to come out. So we'll see. All right, let's talk about Chris and Johnny, Izzy, Stacey, Izzy, Lydia Milton. It is messy. Ooh, oh, Lydia, Aaliyah Uche. It is very messy. Okay, so like I said, we talked about JP and Taylor. Let's get them out of the way. Everybody else is connected in some kind of way. So let's start with Chris and Johnny. Chris fell in love with her, head over heels for her, really liked her. I think she really liked him too. I gotta say this, Johnny, let me say this. I doubt that Johnny will see this video, but if somehow in like an alternate universe, she were to see this video, Johnny, you are a badass bitch. And I mean that in the best possible way. You are beautiful. You are smart. You're a badass bitch. You're honest. You're genuine. I really love Johnny. I'm sorry. Johnny is my favorite of the season. Now, does Johnny got her shit? Yeah. Is she leads with things that she thinks are red flags in relationships. And I think when I first seen her, like the first 5 minutes of her being on film, she was crying, and I was like, girl, you don't need to be on Love is Blind. You need to be sitting with a therapist, okay? Like, you don't need to be on a dating show. You need to be sitting with a therapist. But as the episodes go on and you start to really see her, I love Johnny. Honestly, she seems like such a beautiful, genuine person. I just, and I'm very empathetic. I pick up on all of these, like, energies and feelings. I was, like, tearing up with her. She is just, something about her is just very, very genuine and good, and I love her. Chris, he felt it. He fell head over heels for her, and he was going to give her a rock. He wasn't about to propose, but he was definitely all in. He was going to give her like a rock or whatever, or stone, whatever, but she had feelings for Izzy. Now, I'm going to get into Izzy and Johnny in a second, but she was into Izzy, and Izzy basically, I feel like Izzy gave her an ultimatum basically, because Izzy's like, hey, I'm really feeling you, and I'm also feeling Stacey, but for you, in order for us to move forward, I need to know that you're all about me. And so I felt like he said that to her, and so when Chris was going to like pour his heart out to Johnny, she instead shut that connection down. She shut that connection down and wanted to put all her eggs into the basket with Izzy. So let's take Chris off the table now, and let's talk about Izzy and Johnny. Now, before I get into them, I want to say Izzy out the gate had a connection with Stacey, Johnny, and Lydia. Lydia, who I'll get into in a second, is a train wreck. She's a mess. She's desperate. She seems like a genuine person, but she is very desperate. I mean, the girl, she just wants a man. Any man. A tall man, a small man, a fat man, a black man, a white man. She just wants a man. You got a pulse, you got a penis, you can propose to her, she'll say yes. Like, it's clear Lydia is desperado. Just super, super desperate. But we'll get into her in a second. So anyway, Lydia was so into Izzy. She's like pouring her heart out. It's like still day one. it's like day 1.5. And that scared Izzy off. That's clear that scared him off, because I respect Izzy for this. He immediately shut it down. He said, I think I have stronger connections and I don't want to hurt you. So I think, this is where we need to separate. And she was doing all this crying and booing, because she was like, oh my God, you're so perfect. I want to be your wife. You're going to be my husband. Oh, baby, baby, baby. And he was like, bitch, I just met you. I haven't even met you, but this is my second time talking to you. Like, you're in love like that? So I think he was scared and he took a step back from her. So now that left Izzy with 2 connections, Stacy and Johnny. I think he leaned into the connection with Johnny. I think that Izzy and Johnny are both insecure people, and they kind of trauma bonded and came together because they were both so insecure. I think that was the connection. Whereas Johnny with Chris, probably a better match. Like, this is a man that truly like cares for you and that will be there for you. And she ran from that. And I think that's a problem, but we'll get to it. So Izzy leaned into Johnny, and again, he pretty much gave her an ultimatum. He didn't say it like black and white, you either need to pick me or else, but he said, in order for us to go forward, you are going to have to, make sure that I need to know that you're for me. So she dumped Chris and focused her energy on Izzy. When she did that, I felt like that scared Izzy away. Then she proceeded to tell Izzy how, the only man that she ever loved was a drug addict and he had an overdose and died. And she hadn't been in love since. He is, at that point, so turned off. And I feel like he was looking for a reason to not be as much as into her after she had told him, and after he saw how Chris broke down in the pod, after they broke up. I think he got scared and was like, oh shit, like Johnny really likes me and I really like her, but like this is too much. So he kind of pumped the brakes on her after she poured her heart out, and then she became desperate. Like Johnny turned into this desperate person. But Johnny said something that I was like, girl, yes, girl, I'm glad. Like, Johnny is not a punk and she's not weak. She's insecure about some things. She's had a rough past, but she is not a punk and she is not an idiot. So she says, so when she was telling Izzy about her past with the ex that was on drugs and stuff, he got very quiet. And so, be careful. And so she says to him, she says to Izzy, she says, you have your issues and I have mine. Like, basically, don't try to act like what I'm saying is so, oh my God, and you can't mess with me because it's so heavy and blah. And she's like, no, you got issues too, Mr. I couldn't have Christmas. And because I guess he grew up, I think he said Jehovah's Witness, and I think his family is from India, I believe. I believe that's what he said. I think they're from India. And so his family was Jehovah's Witness and they didn't have Christmases. His father was very strict. He was very sheltered and he's insecure. And so her saying that, I'm glad she put him in his place, because he tried to act like her having an ex who died of drugs, like that was just somehow a reflection on her, and that she, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird, and I think that he was looking for a way out, and I think any little thing would have pushed him away from her. Now, Izzy had also a good relationship and chemistry with Stacy. Stacy out the gate, 33 years old. She looks 43 years old. Sorry, she doesn't look bad, but she doesn't look 33. She looks way older than 33. And I didn't really like her. She came off as a little fake, a little hint of mean girl. After Johnny came back into the women's pod, living quarters, when Izzy broke it off with her, or when he kind of pumped the brakes, Stacy immediately, I feel like she picked up on that. She sensed it, and she immediately turned up the heat, turned it up when she met with Izzy. She wrote him a poem, and she actually started to open up and be vulnerable, which they hadn't had. You know, his issue with Stacy was that, oh, she's fun and we have a lot of fun, but we're not having deep connections, deep conversations. And he was having those deep conversations and connections with Johnny. And so when Johnny came back into the women's quarters and was crying, I immediately, like, Stacy immediately clocked in, okay? She clocked in. She said, okay, I smell blood in the water. It's time to go get my man. And that's exactly what she did. And so I'm not mad at her for that. I'm really not, because she did what she was supposed to do, okay? It gave what it supposed to have gave. So I'm not mad at that, but her intentions in that moment seemed very fake, and it seemed off to me. It was like her like for Izzy increased, and it was only because how sad Johnny was. And I just didn't like it. It gave very much mean girl energy and a little forced. So anyway, so Izzy cuts off his connection with Johnny, and now he's with Stacy. He's all in. I feel happy. Love should be easy. Love should be, fun. And, while I don't think that Izzy and Johnny should have been together, I do think that they had a real connection, but it was like trauma bonding and misery loves company. And it was just like, he's insecure, you're insecure. Y'all don't need to be together. It is literally throwing gasoline on the fire. You guys don't need to be together. And it doesn't mean that you're not healed or he's not healed, but you guys have some deep-rooted insecurities, and two insecure people will not be able to flourish in that way. And so I do think that Stacy was a better match for Izzy, because Stacy is confident, she is sure of herself, and she brings that out of Izzy. He's very insecure, high key, and she brings this energy that he's saying it's fun and it's easy, but what it is that Stacy is a confident woman. She has her shit together, and you're a man that is lacking confidence, and she is giving you some of that confidence, making you feel like, man, yeah, my woman is confident, I'm confident, So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. We'll keep our eyes on Izzy and Stacy. I think they may work, honestly. I think they may work. Izzy is messy, though. Izzy is highly messy. So once he breaks it off with Johnny then says, maybe I need to revisit my connection with Chris. Now, I don't think it was fake. I don't think that Chris was second best. I just think that trauma bonding, y'all, when you meet someone who is so broken, and this is what they say, you attract the deficiencies in yourself. That's why they say you shouldn't date or get married until you are whole, till you are happy, you are 100% whole and happy within yourself before you can go into a relationship. As much as I love Johnny, the fact that she cries at the drop of a dime so frequently is a red flag that she is not as healed as she would like to think. And she may not be ready for a relationship, but she wants a relationship, and there's a difference. So she tries to have a conversation with Chris, and Chris is like, man, I really, really love this girl, so I'm gonna hear her out. And he hears her out, and she says all the right things. I thought it was a little, she said a little bit too much for their first meeting. I think she was very honest, but I think she should have pulled back a little bit and just, kept it very general to kind of check the temperature. And instead she went straight forward. And I don't think that was the right thing to do, because that gave Chris some pause. I don't want to feel like I'm second best, and I want somebody who wants me and they're sure about me, and rightfully so. So after Chris and Johnny talk, Chris goes back into the men's quarters, and he asks Izzy straight up, what is she saying? Now, let me say this. Izzy is messy as fuck. Izzy is messy. But both things can be true. I don't think that Johnny lied or was being manipulative. I think that what she said was true, and I think part of how Izzy related wasn't as accurate as she said it. So what she said to Izzy was, I always go with the safe choice, and I don't think I've fallen in love by going with the safe choice. But the part about needing excitement, she was with a drug addict for 7 years. Oh, she's had some excitement in the fact that she ain't been in a boring relationship. Her marriage was probably boring, and I think that's what she was referring to. But to say that she always takes the safe route and that she doesn't have excitement, she hasn't had excitement in her relationships, and she sees that in Izzy, I think he manipulated the retelling of that story to make himself feel better, and he didn't want Chris to be back with her. He didn't want, I think there was some malicious intent. Y'all tell me about it. Do y'all think that it was malicious? Because I think it was a little malicious what Izzy did. He was telling the truth, but he kind of skewed it and left out pieces, and to me that was malicious. And so Chris says, well, she said the opposite. She says that she never takes the safe route, and that's why she didn't choose me, because I was safe. And I think that is also true. Again, she dated a drug addict. That was not a safe choice. That was not a safe environment. So she was telling the truth. So listen, Johnny is my girl. I'm going to call her out when she's wrong. But like in that instance, I think that Izzy was being malicious and messy. And I hate that Chris didn't quite get to see it for how she meant it. And maybe, whatever. Basically, Chris tells Johnny, yeah, girl, this ain't gonna work. You cute, but I gotta choose me. Like, he was like the girl in the relationship. You cute or whatever, but I gotta choose me. And I'm not mad at Chris for that. I'm honestly not mad at Chris for that. And, my girl Johnny, I hope she finds love. But girl, you need to make yourself whole first. Again, if in some type of universe you were to ever see this video, you are an amazing woman. I'm telling you, it reads off the screen. And hopefully you being on television and being able to maybe see yourself and hear feedback, maybe it will fix what is broken in you, and you will meet the man that you're supposed to be with. I wish Johnny nothing but the best. I really do. Izzy's other connection was Lydia initially, but Lydia came on too strong. So when Izzy turned Lydia down, she was having not a fake connection, but she was having a minor connection with Milton. Now, Milton, I hate that hair. I seen on the previews for like the wedding day, it looks like you got a haircut. You need to have a fade. Like, we love the curls. We love the natural curls. But baby, why is it a bowl cut? Why do you have a bowl cut, Milton, with those curls? You look crazy. You look crazy. Have y'all seen that picture of Tory Lanez? Maybe I'll put a picture right here. Have y'all seen Tory Lanez's jail photo where the hair is like all combed down, like on all sides, and it's just going everywhere? Milton's hair didn't look like that, but the bowl cut of it all being combed down all the way around, it looked like that with the curls. The curls look juicy, they look healthy, but he just needs a fade with those same curls. He would look so much more attractive. Anyway, Milton is young. Milton is 24, and Lydia, I think, is 30, 31. She came out the gate. She reminded me of the girl from last season. I'm a ballerina. And the girl from The Ultimatum. I'm a boss. I work. My career. Everything out of Lydia's mouth was, I'm Puerto Rican. Girl, what else? I am a spicy Puerto Rican girl. Girl, what else do you have going on? Followed by, I'm a geologist and rocks and da-da-da. Lydia, I'm sorry, but Lydia is a mess. Lydia is so desperate. She was desperate and so eager to be with Izzy within a day and a half, it scared him off. Once she realized that connection was gone, her backup connection with Milton Then she's so in love with Milton. Now she loves Milton. I love you, baby. I love you. I love you, Milton. I love you, baby. Please, baby, baby, please. Girl. It was kind of sickening. And then we find out later that she and Uche used to date. And they just had sex 3 months ago. And Uche said the same thing, that she was all in with him. She wanted to be with him. And he felt like he couldn't give her what she wanted, so he broke it off with her. Which she lied and said she broke it off with Uche. She told Milton that she broke it off with Uche when she finally revealed this information. Because no one in the pods knew that they knew each other until the last episode, and they actually played it back that she recognized his voice, and then they laughed. The funniest thing ever, Uche did not know her voice, and she was like, Uche, really? Mind you, y'all just had sex 3 months ago. Y'all were in a relationship for about 3 or 4 months. Baby, he was not thinking about you. And she has a distinct accent, so that just made it even funnier. Like, girl, he was not checking for you. So you lied to Milton. Milton's definitely going to see this, that you lied. I think she did a little bit of manipulating, because Milton he seems like such a good guy. Very nerdy, but he's very attractive. I'm saying if he would just cut that little bowl cut and do the curls just at the top, he would look so good. He's tall, and like I said, he looks good, but he's a nerd. He's a nerd. I think they're both. She's a geologist, and he's like a archaeologist or something. He's something in that field. Environmental scientist. He's something in that field. So they had this connection initially, which was crazy. But it's like Lydia played this connection off because she was so into Izzy, but the whole time, her and Milton had a lot in common. Like, they were literally geeking out over rocks and metamorphites and all this other kind of stuff. So I think that, so her and Milton are growing their connection. Uche is in the men's quarters telling Milton, you don't have to propose to her. Don't feel pressure to propose to her. We're not knowing why he's saying this, but we find out. But we'll get there. So Lydia and Milton, like I said, I think she's manipulating him. She's just desperate and thirsty. And I don't think they're going to work out, because Milton seems like such a good guy, so genuine. But she is just like this desperado that is just, it's too much. She just wants a man. Like I said, any man. So Lydia, so let me take a step back. So the other connection in the house, you have Uche and Aaliyah. Let me start by saying, from the jump, I didn't think that Aaliyah was Uche's type. And when I found out that he used to date Lydia, I said, yeah, that's exactly what I was picking up on. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna even go there, but if you know, you know. Uche comes off very pretentious. Let me tell you where Uche got on my nerves. So Aaliyah's telling him, you know, she grew up in Japan, her family was in the military, and that, you know, at one point she cheated on an ex-boyfriend like 3 years ago or something. And he acted like that was just the worst thing in the world. Oh my God, you're a cheater. How could you? And it made her feel this big. But she's like, I'm just being honest. And that shifted the power in the relationship where they were coming in even. It shifted to him because he completely made her feel shitty about it. And she's apologetic and so they break. They come back. And, you know, she's like, I'm sorry, but like, I would never do that to you. So now she's like cowering to him because he took it so bad. But I guess he liked her. So he's like, no, you know, thank you for being honest with me. I'm sorry if it came off harsher. My reaction came off harsher than it really was. I just, you know, that's a red flag. That's something that I'm not into. So they were able to rebuild. They start talking about weird, things that they do and their personalities, So now they're back, like, right? She didn't call back up to him. Then y'all back out of eye. And now it's his turn to give her the upper hand, if you will. So he tells her, like, hey, there's something I've been meaning to tell you. I actually know Lydia. Her and I used to date. And she was like, what? Now, mind you, Aaliyah and Lydia in the house, comforting each other, hugging each other. Girl, Lydia been playing in this woman. Lydia is so desperate. I'm sorry. Like, I actually, Lydia seems like such a sweetheart. Let me say that. Lydia seems like such a sweetheart. So I'm not even gonna say malicious, but she is like a dingbat. She is literally, she ain't got it all upstairs for somebody that's a geologist. Okay, her mind is like a bag of rocks. It is just completely, like, her people skills are off. You are in the house hugging. I mean, they doing all this hugging and cuddling and crying on each other and comforting each other. Whole time you knew that you've been sleeping with the man that this girl is in love with, falling for, connecting with, and you ain't say nothing. Now, I do think it was up to him to say something, but when he had waited so long, I think Lydia, I don't know, it would have been messy, but I think the first time Aaliyah confided in her about Uche, I think she should have said something like, hey, you know, just to be straight up, we actually know each other from the outside. And it wouldn't have been messy. But to play in this girl face and y'all hugging and you're so beautiful and he's so lucky to have you, whole time you just slept with him, girl, that is so snakish. And so anyway, so Uche tells her, and I'm sorry, Aaliyah's tears seem very fake to me. Like she was forcing herself. Noonie. She was like forcing herself to cry. That's what I got out of it. It was very forced. To me, it seemed very forced. So now power shifted. Now Aaliyah's up here and now it's her turn to like kind of, oh, how could you do this? And make him feel small, right? That's what I saw. So that's why I felt like she was dragging it because of what he had did when she said she cheated before. So he's feeling bad. He's crying. She's crying. But she's very whiny, Aaliyah. I don't understand. I don't want to be hurt. And she's so whiny. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. So she goes back into the house and she tells Lydia like, hey, this is what, you know, this is what's going on, da da da. And Lydia, again, Lydia's awareness and reading the room and people's skills is so low. She just starts telling Aaliyah everything. Yes, girl, we had sex 3 months ago. Not even in a gossipy way, like in an oblivious, I don't even understand that what I'm saying is actually hurtful for somebody that's kind of in love with this man. But did he tell you about his house? He has a 3-level house, girl, and he got a Tesla. Girl, he got all the money. His house is so nice. I met his friends. I done went out with his friends. You gonna like his friends, girl. I done went out with his friends, and we done had a good time. I done met his family. Like, Aaliyah's just sitting there like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, it was too much information. Lydia. I'm sorry, I was crying laughing because Lydia had no clue how she was coming off, and she wasn't doing it to be malicious or nasty. She just had no clue. Like, she just was blah, 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 blah. Yeah, girl, because I was with his friends and we had fun. You gonna like his friends. They gonna like you. We gonna all be together. I'm gonna be your godmama to y'all kids. And it was too much. I think at first Aaliyah was like, okay, I want us to remain friends, but I also don't want to be thinking about if you want my man. And that's when Lydia had dropped the bomb, like, well, okay, we did have sex 3 months ago. She was like, what? Girl. And it's the same girl. She been playing in your face, but she's so dumb. I'm sorry. Lydia is just so dumb that, like, it just went over her head. So anyway, so that was them, and that was all the mess. Now, there was another girl, I forgot her name, Miriam, or I forgot her name. We saw her in the pods, didn't see much of her again. We keep seeing Paige, but I haven't seen her talking to anyone in the pod, so we didn't see much of her. The black girl who, I'm trying to remember her name. I don't remember her name, but she was kind of getting on my nerves just a little bit when she was like, oh, it's rocking the cradle, not robbing the cradle. She was a little too out the gate. It was just a lot. It was like, girl, just reel it back. Just a little bit. So anyway, so those are the couple. So, oh wait, no. So, Uche then goes to meet with what's the girl name? Uche goes to meet with Aaliyah, and Aaliyah has left the process. I guess everything that Lydia told her, it was a little too much. So when they go for their next date, she doesn't show up. So and then Milton proposed to Lydia. So we have the couples that we have, which again, it's a lot to take in, but it looks like Uche and Aaliyah are gonna meet outside of the process. It looks like maybe Chris and Johnny will get another chance, but Izzy's messy ass looks like he's going to try to throw a monkey wrench in it, which is so whack. Ugh, I don't like Izzy. He whack for that. So the couples we have are Izzy and Stacy, JP and Taylor, Lydia and Milton, and I don't know who the other couple's gonna be, because it's supposed to be 5 couples. It would have been Aaliyah and Uche, but we don't know what's going on with them. It would have been Johnny and Chris, but we don't know what's gonna go on with them. So, and then like I said, there are a bunch of other girls and a bunch of other guys in the house that we didn't get to see. I think that Netflix should drop a like unseen, never seen before footage where we can see other people, because some of these people, we never know why they picked them. And it could turn out good or bad. So far, the people that they showed, it looks like there was a lot going on. There's a lot going on. This season is already better than last season, and we've only got 4 episodes in. So I'm cool with that. So I'm like, okay, they're giving us something to work with, y'all. Because the last season and the ultimatum was garbage. Okay, so we'll be back next week when they release the next, I guess, 4 or 5 episodes. And we're going to see what's to these couples. But what do y'all think about this season so far? Do you think the couples are compatible? What do you think about all the drama? Because it's a lot of drama, and I think they dialed up the drama like heavy on purpose. But we're here for it. We're here for all the drama. Like I said, I'll be back next week. So until then, y'all, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. It is free 99. And I will see you guys in the next one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, guys. Bye-bye. No,